Do you ever find yourself wondering when is the right age to have a boyfriend? It's a question that has crossed the minds of many, especially in a world filled with expectations and societal pressures. In this enlightening video, we'll navigate through ancient wisdom, modern interpretations, and personal reflections to help guide you on your unique path. Lesson 1. Emotional maturity. In the journey of life, you need to be emotionally mature in order to grow as a person. It's not just about age, it's also about how much knowledge and wisdom someone has. Being emotionally mature is seen as a way to reach enlightenment, which means being free from pain and happy. To know the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, we must first understand emotional maturity. It's the ability to handle emotions with grace and compassion, and to navigate through life's highs and lows with equanimity. It's about being self-aware, knowing one's strengths and weaknesses, and communicating well. Emotional maturity is even more important in relationships. It is about being able to empathize with your partner, understand their needs and desires while simultaneously respecting your own limitations. It is about being able to communicate honestly and openly without being afraid of being judged or rejected. Emotional maturity is essential when it comes to the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not about a certain number, rather it's about being prepared to deal with the responsibilities and complexities that come with being in a relationship. It requires emotional intelligence to handle difficulties and conflicts with compassion and compassion. Buddhism believes that developing emotional maturity is a lifelong journey. Meditation and mindfulness exercises can help you become more aware of your own emotions and those of others. When you develop traits like patience, compassion, and equanimity, you will be better prepared to handle the complexities of relationships. So, when deciding on the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to think about emotional readiness of oneself and the potential partner rather than just age. It is about developing the inner qualities that will contribute to a healthy and fulfilling relationship that is grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and love. Lesson 2. Reasons for wanting a boyfriend or girlfriend. Beginning with the earliest days of civilization and continuing into the current period, relationships have been an essential component of the human experience. On the other hand, why do we look for romantic partners? What is it that compels us to establish these connections? There is an infinite number of reasons why a person could want a boyfriend or girlfriend, and the reasons that each person has for wanting a boyfriend or girlfriend change depending on their personal experiences and wants. Some people are looking for friendship, yearning for someone to share their happiness and sadness with them and to accompany them on their journey through life. Some people want for intimacy, which is defined as the feeling of being near to another person and having a connection with them. We are the ones who are responsible for our unhappiness and discontentment because of our connection to our wishes and expectations. When addressed with the incorrect perspective, romantic relationships have the potential to bring about a tremendous deal of happiness and pleasure. Nevertheless, they also have the potential to become causes of attachment and pain. When contemplating the appropriate age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it is vital to take into consideration one's own objectives and reasons for wanting that person. Are you looking for a romantic partnership because you feel a true love and connection with someone? Or are you inspired to do so by feelings of isolation or insecurity? Do you feel like you are prepared to offer all you have without expecting anything in return? Our ability to evaluate our intents and motives with clarity and compassion may be facilitated by the practice of mindfulness, which is central to Buddhism. Through the cultivation of awareness of our thoughts and feelings, we are able to determine if our desire for a romantic connection originates from a place of real love and generosity or from a place of yearning and attachment. Therefore, while considering the appropriate age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it is essential to give careful consideration to the factors that motivate this desire. Seek partnerships not out of a feeling of deficiency or emptiness, but rather out of a real desire to connect with another human being in a manner that is both meaningful and meaningfully rewarding. Lesson 3. Understanding of dating. Dating is a complicated and multifaceted activity that may include anything from casual encounters to deep and significant friendships. It can be a challenging and complicated process. But what exactly does it mean to go out on a date? In addition, what are some ways that we might approach this facet of our life with wisdom and clarity? Dating is about getting to know another person on a deeper level, discovering similar interests and beliefs, and determining whether or not there is the possibility for a meaningful relationship between the two of you. Developing trust and closeness over time, allowing oneself to be vulnerable, and being open to the possibility of love are all essential components of this process. The cultivation of correct understanding is an essential component of the Buddhist path to leading a life that is characterized by wisdom and compassion. Seeing things in their true form, free from the distortions that our own goals and expectations have caused, is the subject of this concept. When it comes to dating, this means approaching relationships with clarity and judgment, without allowing yourself to get carried away by delusions or illusions. It is crucial to approach this element of life with a mature and balanced level of perspective when one is contemplating the appropriate age to begin dating. It is important to have a thorough awareness of the possible benefits and drawbacks of dating, as well as the ability to deal with the complexity and difficulties that may come up along the route. The development of the appropriate intentions is also an essential component in the process of pursuing meaningful partnerships. It is about going into a dating relationship with an open heart and a real desire to connect with another human being in a manner that is kind and caring. Through the cultivation of characteristics such as compassion, generosity, and patience, we have the ability to put in place the circumstances necessary for love to thrive. So it is essential to approach this choice with attention and discernment when one is evaluating the appropriate age to begin dating with another person. To manage the ups and downs of dating with grace and intelligence, you should seek out partnerships that are congruent with your beliefs and goals, and you should also be prepared to do so. Lesson 4. Peer pressure. Pressure from our peers is a strong force that can have big effects on how we think, feel, and act. We are constantly exposed to social rules and standards from youth to adulthood. These shape our beliefs and actions in subtle and sometimes sneaky ways. When we think about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, group pressure can really affect what we think and decide. We might feel like we have to follow what our friends want, go on dates just because everyone else is, or look for relationships that don't fit with our own values and goals. Following the rules of right speech is an important part of living an honest and true life. It's about being honest and kind even when society expects or presses you to do something else. In relationships, this means staying true to yourself and putting your own needs and wants first instead of giving in to outside forces or effects. When you're thinking about what age is right for a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to listen to your gut. Trust yourself to make choices that are in line with your values and goals, even if other people don't agree with them. Remember that the only way to be truly happy and fulfilled is to live in line with your own truth and be true to yourself. Mindfulness training is a part of Buddhism that can help us handle peer pressure in a graceful and smart way. By staying in the moment and being aware of our feelings and thoughts, we can tell if our actions are based on real desire or on the need to fit in with what other people expect of us. We can fight the pull of group pressure and live with honesty and integrity if we work on our inner strength and resiliency. So, when you're trying to figure out the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to trust your own judgment. Don't be afraid to go against what society expects of you if it means living an honest and genuine life. Trust yourself to make choices that are in line with your values and goals. Lesson 5. Parental Permission. In a lot of countries and societies, getting permission from your parents is a big part of starting a relationship, especially when you are a teenager or a young adult. Parents often act as teachers and guides, giving their kids advice and help as they deal with the complicated world of love and relationships. If you're not sure what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, parent permission can be a big deal. Parents may have useful ideas and insights based on their own life experiences. Following their advice can help make sure that relationships are built in a healthy and polite way. Right behavior is a very important part of Buddhist life for having a good and honest life. Being ethical means acting in ways that are in line with our values and goals and that help ourselves and others. In terms of partnerships, this means giving our parents our full attention, even if their needs and wants are different from our own. As you think about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to talk to your parents about it. Tell them how you feel and what you think, and be willing to hear their point of view as well. Remember that parents usually want what's best for us, and that following their advice can help us make choices that are in line with our values and goals. In Buddhism, learning to be grateful is also important for the bond between parents and children. To show respect for our parents' love and support, we should remember the things they have done and the sacrifices they have made for us. When it comes to partnerships, this means being aware of how our actions might affect our parents and asking them for permission and advice in a humble and respectful way. Now that you know how old you should be to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to talk to your parents about it. Ask them for help and approval with humility and respect, and have faith that their knowledge and experience can help you build relationships in a healthy and polite way. Lesson 6. Time management. Time management is an important skill that people often forget about, but it's necessary for success and happiness. How we spend our time and energy can have a big effect on our relationships, as well as our ability to reach our goals and fulfill our dreams. Making the most of your time is even more important when it comes to the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend. To be healthy, relationships need time and attention. It's important to find a balance between taking care of our relationships and working on our own growth and development. Right effort is an important part of Buddhism for having a healthy and peaceful life. In other words, it's about working hard in ways that end pain and promote healthy living and happiness. In terms of partnerships, this means spending time and effort on things that make our bonds with others stronger and help both of us grow and be happy. When we think about what age is right for a boyfriend or girlfriend, we should think about how relationships fit into our lives as a whole. Do we know how to put our relationships first while also taking care of our other obligations and responsibilities? How do we find the right mix between spending time with our partners and pursuing our own goals and interests? Mindfulness training is a part of Buddhism that can help us better handle our time. We can figure out how we are spending our time and energy, and whether we need to make changes by staying present and aware of our thoughts and actions. We can get past problems and challenges that come up on our way to finding healthy and satisfying relationships by working on traits like focus and persistence. So, when we think about what age is right for a boyfriend or girlfriend, we should think about how relationships fit into our lives as a whole. Try to make good use of your time by putting relationships first, while also taking care of your other obligations and tasks. You can make it easier for healthy, satisfying relationships to grow by doing these things. Lesson 7. Average age. The idea of what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend depends on the person, their cultural rules, their personal values, and their specific situation. There are people who start dating in their early teens, and people who don't feel ready until much later in life. How old do most people start dating, and does it really matter? There isn't really a single answer to this question. The age at which a person feels emotionally ready to start a relationship depends on their life events, personal goals, and how mature they are emotionally. There are people who may feel ready to date in their teens, and people who may not feel ready until they are well into adulthood. Right understanding is one of the most important practices in Buddhism for living a wise and kind life. It's about seeing things as they really are, without our own wants and assumptions getting in the way. Regarding relationships, this means understanding that there is no right or wrong age to start dating. Instead, each person must decide for themselves when they are ready to start a relationship. When thinking about the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you should think about your personal ideals, life goals, and mental development. Being able to talk to your partner clearly and handle problems and disagreements with understanding and kindness is important. Are your relationships in sync with other parts of your life, like school, work, and personal interests? Building up our awareness can help us figure out if we are really ready for a relationship, according to Buddhism. Being present and aware of our feelings and thoughts helps us understand our own wants and needs, which helps us make choices that are in line with our values and goals. So, when you're trying to figure out the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you should listen to your gut. Do not feel obligated to follow social norms or deadlines. Instead, pay attention to your inner voice and choose what feels right to you. You can make it easier for good, satisfying relationships to grow in this way, no matter what age you are. Lesson 8. Individual interest. When deciding the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to think about what you want. Are you truly interested in finding love, or are you feeling pushed to do so by social rules or outside expectations? Do you have a deep bond with someone because you share interests and values? Or are you just looking for someone to hang out with because you feel lonely or unsafe? Right purpose is one of the most important practices in Buddhism for living a wise and kind life. It means going into relationships with an open mind and a real desire to connect with another person in a deep and satisfying way. When it comes to dating, this means staying true to your own hobbies and goals instead of giving in to outside forces or pressures. When thinking about the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to think about your own goals and hobbies. What kind of person do you want to be with, and what do you value in a relationship? Are you ready to put in time and effort to build a relationship with someone who shares your ideals and interests? Buddhists believe that practicing awareness can help us figure out if our aims are in line with our values and goals. Being present and aware of our feelings and thoughts helps us understand our own wants and needs, which helps us make choices that are in line with our inner truths. So, when you're thinking about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you should take your own goals and hobbies into account. Trust yourself to make choices that are in line with your goals and wants, and look for connections that make you happy, fulfilled, and connected. By doing these things, you can make it possible for relationships based on love, respect, and understanding to grow and thrive. Lesson 9. Cultural or religious beliefs. Cultural and religious views have a big impact on how we think and feel about love and relationships. Faith-based lessons and traditions, as well as the rituals and customs that have been passed down through generations, can have a big effect on how we approach love relationships and when we decide to start dating. In Buddhism, having the right view is an important part of living a wise and kind life. It's about seeing things as they really are, without our own wants and assumptions getting in the way. When it comes to relationships, this means taking a clear, thoughtful look at our cultural and religious views to see if they match up with our own values and goals. When we think about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's important to remember that our cultural and religious views can affect what we think and how we act. Are there certain rules or standards about dating and relationships in your religion or cultural community? Are these views in line with your own values and goals, Or do they go against what you believe is real and right? Mindfulness training is a part of Buddhism. It can help us figure out if our religion and cultural views are in line with our values and goals. Staying in the present and being aware of our feelings and thoughts can help us understand how our views may be affecting how we see things and make choices. So when you're thinking about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you should think about how your religious and cultural views might affect your choices and how you see things. Instead of simply following what other people expect or what they think is right, try to make sure that what you do fits with your own values and goals. You can make it possible for relationships based on love, respect, and understanding to grow and be healthy by doing these things. Lesson 10. Confidence and happiness. Dating and relationships can be hard at times, but when we have faith in ourselves and our skills, we can handle them with grace and ease. And when we work on being happy inside, we can share our happiness and energy with others, which makes our relationships stronger. When it comes to the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, how happy and confident we are, two of the most important factors. Are you sure of yourself and your skills to speak clearly and handle problems and disagreements with understanding and grace? You may or may not be in a relationship, but do you feel happy and satisfied in your own life? In Buddhism, developing the right kind of awareness is a key part of living a wise and kind life. Staying in the moment and being aware of our feelings and thoughts is important. So is growing traits like happiness and confidence from within. When it comes to partnerships, this means going on dates with joy and self-confidence instead of looking for approval or satisfaction from other people. It's important to feel confident and happy inside before you think about the right age to have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Focus on taking care of your own personal growth and development by doing things that make you happy and satisfied. By doing this, people will naturally be pulled to your happiness and honesty, which will make it easier for healthy, important relationships to grow. So, instead of thinking about what age is right to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, work on building your own happiness and confidence. You can handle the difficulties of dating and relationships with ease and grace if you trust yourself. Always go into a new connection with an open heart and a positive attitude. You can make it possible for relationships based on love, respect, and understanding to grow and be healthy by doing these things.